Phew, well, hello everybody. Finally made it up here into the studio. It's just one of those days when you're thinking like, oh, I'll just go up to the studio, but it seems that in the process everything comes against you to be able to do that. And the phone rings or people visit well, I shouldn't complain really, I suppose, because we just had a visit from a couple who just were passing by along the road and they saw the sign that said gallery and they stopped and came in. So I shouldn't complain, should I really? We didn't sell any pots, but it's always nice to talk to people fresh in off the street. And everybody's always interested to see how things are made, aren't they? I was talking to them downstairs in the gallery and I said, would you like to come upstairs and I'll show you the studio? Oh yes please, they say, yes please. So I bring them up here and I show them the wheels, I show them the studio, I show them these pots I'm making here, I show them the kick wheel, and they're all very intrigued. So yeah, and she was interested in pottery and having a go at doing pottery and wanted to know if we took students on here and so on and so forth. So talk to people. Don't be afraid to talk to people, because you've got to talk to people, because that's how you don't talk to people because you just want to do business with them, but you talk to people because you're interested in them, and you get a rapport going like this, and one thing leads to another. And she said she had many friends that wanted to learn about pottery, So I was able to give them my website. I give them some postcards with a website address on the back, and well, we don't know, do we? We see what happens. But we're sowing seeds. So anyway. What am I doing? I'm actually here. I have some jugs or pitchers that I was making the other day. You saw me. I've been keeping them damp, and I wanted to actually do some surface treatment on some of them, different surface treatments, before I glaze these in a raw glaze or a once fire glaze, because these pitchers are going to be only once fired. So just going to get the camera down there a little bit. You can see them there. The pictures, let's just take the wrap off them so you can see them. Yeah, sort of traditional shape of pitcher, tallish, and I wanted some tall shapes because in the kiln over there, few too many flattish shapes, and I wanted to get a bit of height in the kiln between the shelves and something to fill up the kiln sort of fairly quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down there on the chair and we're going to grab one of these jugs and see if we can give it some surface treatment. I'll show you what I've done already. This one here, this jug, you can see I've impressed into the side, and it's quite nice to impress into clay, isn't it? Especially when the clay is just a little bit, it gives a bit when you press, and it sort of slightly indents the pot. It gives the pot I did that actually with a raspberry. just pushing that into the side. But you can use many things to impress clay, as you know. Lots of different things, from things like these, nuts and walnuts and oh, hang on a second, the phone is now ringing, just one, bear with me. Hello? I'm in the middle of the clip at the minute. Can we speak in a minute? Thank you. Okay, bye. Right, in the middle of the clip, so this jug or pitcher is impressed with the end of a bolt, you see, like that. You can just push it in and it leaves quite a nice mark, the end of a bolt. So those are a couple, and then of course there's things like this, which is just a roll of clay, flattened and then rolled up, you see. And that push into the side. As well as that, I've got little wheels, you know, these ones that you push and roll like this. And I've got the pattern on the side, and that can leave an interesting impression. So, hey, where's my lemon zester? That's what I want. My lemon zester. I want to do another one of those. You see me do these. So, just pulling the lemon zester down the side. Does give quite a nice thing, is just to keep it straight as you do it. I mean, yeah, pull it straight. Unless of course you want a curvily zested line. A curvily zested line would be really quite fine. I think I just like it fairly straight. Like that. I think that's quite nice. Let's see. We could do, of course, again using a fluting tool. We could also flute. I'm thinking it's a little soft actually for fluting, really. Yeah, no, more zesting, I think. More zesting. So, yeah, we've got a workshop here this weekend. We've got 4 people coming, so that's good. We have room actually for one more. Maybe you're an undecided potential workshop participant. Maybe you're undecided. Well, I encourage you to come along. If you're not sure what to do this weekend, get down here to Williamsburg. Or get up to Williamsburg if you're from down south. Yeah, and there it is, another jug. After I had put the handles on these jugs, I kept them under the wrap there, so that they dried together, you know, slowly, the handle with the body. And I think that was a good move. Not seeing any sign of cracking at all around the bottom or the top. Occasionally, I tend to sometimes leave them too long, too late, so they get too hard. I don't know why I've done that. I tend to do that. I tend to leave things too long, and then before you know it, they get too hard, and when you put the handle on, you get that slight cracking, don't you, around the top there. And, you know, I determined when I did these, handle them earlier. Don't let them get like that, because you're missing the optimum moment to put the handle on. You know, when you put anything onto the side of a pot, as close as you can have them, the two, of course the most ideal way to join one piece of pottery to another is when they are both the same, and then they'll stick, won't they? Like those double bowls you see me do, and I push one against the other, and you see they stick together, and I very seldom get them coming apart. But when I leave them a bit too long, they get too dry, and then I try and put a handle on. Get problems. So, I think they look quite handsome little jugs, pitchers. It's an elegant, graceful design, I think. Not really my design, more a sort of traditional design. Let's see. When I push in, wonder if that, no. We'll try with the bolt. Maybe I can put this a little bit on closer focus, and hopefully you can see me. So we're going to take this bolt and just push it into there like that. We can do these, you see, in many different ways. Like that. As you get down towards the bottom of the pot, it's softer down here than it is up there, so you have to take that into consideration because it pushes in more. You think it gives a nice effect? I think it does. Try and keep the lines straight as you impress.
Oops, God, I nearly pushed it through then. That wasn't good. Yeah, you have to be careful. This is not my original idea. I got it from somewhere. As one does, you see somebody else doing something and then you think, ah, I'll have a go at doing that. But sometimes you do it and you do it in a certain way so it sort of becomes like personal to you. And you'll probably do it in your own way. I think I can manage one more. I think. Yeah, and there it is. So, as I say, you know, a raw glaze will go over these jugs. And the thing about making pots like this, where you don't bisque fire them, is you've got to work you've got to keep your momentum going throughout the making of the pot. You don't want to stop. You know, like we do usually, we make pots and then we just let them dry out and then we bisque fire them and then we come back to them, you know, the following week or the week after that, or, you know, working like this with pots, you've got to follow through from the start to the finish with everything that you do, and then it's done, basically. You've just got to let it dry out. So, yeah, we're going to put a seal on here. Make a seal. That's so that if they break it, they know from whom to come and get another. Ha. Right, so put that focus back. Are we still going? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I've got one more to do. I'll just get the camera down there so you can see me. If you're doing something like this, you want to bring the pot to the side of the banding wheel. If you're going to do it on the banding wheel, yeah. So
I think that design works quite well on the shape. It gives it an uncomplicated kind of decoration. It just simple that works on that shape. And that's often the way, isn't it? Some of the simplest things actually work better. And how many times are we trying to make something and do something that's just too complicated? And we'd be far better off doing something much simpler. So, that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, well, thank you for joining me, everybody. And yeah, go to my website, simonleachpottery.com. We've got potter's wheels there, tools, workshops. So, keep practicing. See you soon. Bye-bye.